Cool. Whenever you're ready.
Yep. All right. Welcome back to Week I Don't Care of Militia Madness MTG. Today, Morgan and I are playing Simic.
Spoiler. We didn't talk about it.
We didn't talk about it, but I actually think it's fine because I think we've gone through the guilds by now, right? Because we've played white blue, we've played white black, we've played white red, we've played white green. I've played enough blue black.
Yeah. Did we play red green?
No, we haven't.
Okay. Well,
next week I'll play red green.
Okay.
That probably won't.
I can also build red green.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want to build my commander's friend. So I guess teaser for Wednesday. My commander has a friend who is canonically well known.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because when Christian, who was the other council member at this point, we might I ideally had like 5, but we're just not there yet. Was going through a lot of the commanders that are legal, and he kind of noticed that blue-green is in a weird spot in our format, just in general. Because you're either doing the ramp thing, which I didn't want to do for this channel, because Morgan has brought Brawlios twice.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to do that. Or you're like this weird tempo type thing, which I think both of us fall into. I don't know. Blue-green is just in a weird spot. And I think that's fair in like regular Magic, where when you eliminate the broken stuff like Uro and Oko and
what's it called? Neoform.
Yeah, when blue-green's not doing that, it's like it's just very, very weird. But apart from that, I'm playing Tatyova, the 3-mana Tatyova. Morgan thought I was playing the 5-mana Tatyova.
Yep.
I'm not.
Because that was something I thought about building.
Yeah, well, but I wanted to get away from this. Let's do nothing but ramp. Because we've done that twice. What she does is land creatures you control have flying. I checked. No man lands in the format. Which is upsetting.
You can make your own land, though.
You can. With her ability.
Well, also, there's a
Earthbend now.
Yeah, also there's a Simic card that turns something into a 3/3 flyer.
That's true. Yeah. I didn't play that. I also don't think I played any Earthbend cards.
I only know it because I know it from Glittering Wish, Jeskai Ascendancy combo lines. Well, because if you don't have a creature that taps for mana, you Glittering Wish for it. Then
I'm aware. I forgot. I had to laugh for a second because I forgot the depravities that deck had to go through at one point before. I think it was Team Star City Games were like, this is the right version. Stop playing this nonsense. And they were on like the basically they're like mono blue because they played the Fate Stitcher and were like, this is the right version.
There was the Hedron that turned your guy into a land.
Yeah, and then they'd cut a lot of the green stuff and were just like a lot closer to like a deck that looked real.
I like the bad 4-color versions.
But they're bad. Like, I love that, but you can, deck name gone. Essentially what she does is whenever a land enters the battlefield under control, if you control 7 or more lands, not 7 or more other lands.
Yep. So
once you lay your 7th land, up to 1 target land you control becomes a 3/3 elemental creature with haste. It's still a land, and then it gives it flying. Yeah. So a lot of the ramp spells I have, you could deal 9 damage just out of nowhere. Doesn't happen all that often, but we're an aggro deck. Spoiler alert. It's 6 damage out of nowhere in the air is still pretty good. I'm on Stampeding Scurryfoot because I wanted to be. This card came out in 8th Drift, and I was like, oh, this card's really good in our format. And I believe it's good in our format. It's a 1/1 that you can pay 4 to put a counter on it and make a 3/3. So it's a 1/1 that turns into a 2/2 that gets you a 3/3. 1, 2, 3. Counting with Hunter. But it's the only 1-drop I'm playing. Notably, when Morgan and I sat down and compared lists, the one that came up immediately, I think, was Delver of Secrets, that I'm not playing. I wanted to be more creature heavy, and there are a lot of 1-drops you can play. Cloudfin Raptor is legal, and maybe I could have toyed around with that a little bit more. And then Nimble Mongoose is also legal. But I'm not on Mental Note, I'm not on Thought Scour, which makes the Nimble Mongoose better. I'm not on them, so I'm also not on nearly enough cantrips to make the... If anybody's familiar with Canadian Highlander, Blue-Green Sorensen plays all of these cards because they're on every cantrip imaginable, and that's not a joke. Literally everything that says 1 blue man on the top that draws cards, they're on. And then they play Nimble Mongoose and Delver and things like that, but I didn't think I could fit it. Maybe Cloudfin Raptor, maybe. And then we're on 2-mana flyers.
Welcome Welkin Turn.
Yeah, Welkin Turn and Vaporkin. Once you're putting one in, you really should put the other one in.
Yeah.
This is just ways to like put on pressure. They hold a Basilisk Gate well. They hold a Basilisk Gate buff really, really well. Gaia's Folk is better Vaporkin and Welkin Turn because it has an additional point of power and can block whatever you want. But I didn't really think we're doing blocking in this deck. This is another 8-3 drift card with exhaust that I just wanted to test out. There's probably another Welkin Turn that I could play, like Style of Effect, but I don't know. This card seems cool, so I like exhaust. There was a LSV video that went up a couple days ago that was like, 8th Drift had exhaust, and apart from that, it was fairly forgettable. I agree, but I think exhaust is a really, really cool ability. Yeah. In terms of 3-drops, we're on like efficient beaters. Water Wine Scout just being able to be a 3/3 for 4, but also it helps you hit land drops, which make 3/3s, stuff like that. I've just been very impressed with Water Wine Scout. The more I put it into aggressively slanted blue decks, the more I like it. Beetleform Mage. So this is one of my all-time favorite Magic cards ever printed. I'm a Dimir boy through and through. I can't fight who I am. But a lot of the Simic common gold cards just scratch an itch in my head. And I want to attack people for 4 in the air. That's what I want to do.
Did you get the 3-mana 1/1 flying Death Touch Flash?
It was in my deck for a lot longer than it should have been in my deck. But it was in my deck.
I was thumbing through like cards in my Pauper Cube that like could be played in Simic, and I was like, this would be sick as hell. But
yeah. There was that one, and there was the 2-mana 1/1 Death Toucher. There was also in my deck for a very, very long time because it just trades with stuff. It's just like an instant speed removal spell. But I pivoted away from a deck that wants an instant speed removal spell, but it does wear Basilisk Gate very,
very well.
There is
one Simic creature that I'm really hoping you put in here, but I don't think you did, which is the Crocodile.
I'm not. It's 6 mana.
It's 3 mana if you morph it.
Yeah, but then like you know what it is, and it's a 2/2 that dies. I was very close. Yeah. Basically, if there's a blue-green card at common, I tried to put it in this deck.
I was trying to put in Wave Sifter for a while, too.
Yeah, Wave Sifter.
Did you get there?
Yeah, I did.
Nice!
Silkwing Scout. This is technically a Simic card. But it's a 3-mana 2/1 that you can pay a green to put a basic land into play. It serves duality, where if this is your 7th land, it's a 3/3. It sacrifice, put a 3/3 flyer with haste into play. It also wears Basilisk Gate really, really well, too. Yeah. It also can put your 6th land into play, then you untap, put a 7th land into play, and then attack them for 3 in the air as well. Drakequeen Crisis. 3/1, trample, flying, in. Airmunculus. 2/3, adapt, 3/4, flying, in. Jewel Thief. This card's great. Trample wears Basilisk Gate very, very well. So, Assault Zeppelin. Again, it just wears Basilisk Gate very, 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 very well. Flample is just really good. It's only a 3/3, but Basilisk Gate means that we can hit numbers that make this a very, very big threat. Morgan Tech.
Yep.
I love this card. The Ferocious Werefox.
No, the Evolution Witness.
No, because it's a 2/1, and I didn't really want to.
Yeah, but you can go infinite.
I mean, yeah. Just getting this back over and over again.
Putting 2+ wasn't counters on your guy.
Yeah, but no, I didn't. This is just being put on a flyer and then being like. Yeah. This just creates a gameplay and a modal card that's just really, really good.
Oh yeah, Bannerite Crew Shotgun is very good.
Yeah. House of the Dunes, a card that last week Morgan didn't know what it did.
Yep.
This is a 4-mana 4/4 trample and reach. Gives me a little bit of defense against flyers. Not that I need it, but some whatever. But it also just like when they make you go into the late game, it's like you have so much stuff that just like kill you. You can exhaust your guy and get a 2/2 and a 3/3. You can exhaust your flyer, make that big. You can exhaust this, make that big. You just have you really never run out of things to do with your mana at any point in the game. And I wanted my cards like this to be very versatile, right? If I draw this on turn 4, I can play this, Basilisk Gate it through, and then kill people. But if I draw it on turn 11, I'll play this, and then, play another exhaust guy. They deal with one, you exhaust the other, and then... Hey, Wave Sifter. Hey, you mister. I love this card. This card's great. This card's great. You have a lot of cards that put a land into play on 3. So I felt I could play a little bit more 5-drops. Yeah. than the normal human. More being 2. But,
well, that's barely a 5-drop.
Yeah, it's very... Yeah.
Also, that's barely a 5-drop.
Yeah. But still, you know.
Yeah.
I just value the versatility of early in the game, like digging for lands or digging for cards that it can be better than, or just, you know, whatever. So, those are my 5s that aren't really 5s, as Morgan points out. My 6 that's definitely not a 6 is this Generous End.
It's a forest.
It is a forest. But, again, versatility, right? Like, a lot of my cards are doing lots of different things. Except for, like, the welcome turns. Those are pretty much doing one thing, and that's this over and over again, and they die. But, yeah, that's my creatures. Counter magic. I'm on a Condescend. Classic tempo card. I'm on a Lose Focus. Classic card. I feel like everyone who Morgan and I have caught on to this card being good. Miscalculation. Oh, we're going to fight here in a second because Morgan's going to notice there's a certain 2-mana card that's not in my deck. Memory Lapse.
Oh, yeah.
Phantom Interference.
No mana leak.
Dazed and Counterspell. Yeah, no mana leak. I think you could if you wanted to. It's just that when you look at the numbers, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, I did forget about Memory Lapse.
7. It's tough, right? Because Mana Leak, in the weird sense, is the worst 2-mana counter that is modern playable, or that was modern playable. Because it butts heads a lot with Miscalculation, but I think Miscalculation is a little bit better because when you don't need a counterspell, it is a card draw spell. It butts heads with, like, Phantom Interference. But it butts heads with Phantom Interference, but Phantom Interference is a threat. And it butts heads with Loose Focus, and it loses that war horrifically because this does more. You know, it's just... So...
It's modular.
I do think you could play Mana Leak in this deck. I wouldn't call you a bad Magic player for it. It's just that I didn't.
Yeah. Also, as a fun note, I also brought 7 counter spells, and 3 of them are different.
Yeah. Well, I noticed you're on a lot of, like, the hard counters, like, but I didn't want to play Deprive, for example, which is, like, one of the better hard counters in our format because that's taking me off progress for Tatyova, so I didn't want to do that.
They'll see this in my video, but I put it in partially so that I could make sure I hit another land drop if I already put all my lands in play.
Sure.
Well, not literally all my lands, but all the lands I have access to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Our decks are very similar but different, in a way. It's the stupidest thing I've ever said.
I'm just thinking of that Jackie Chan clip where he goes, same, but different.
Yeah. Same.
I was not going to do the accent.
But different. 4 bounce spells because that's what I figured I wanted. I definitely was going to play Voyage's End. This is one of my favorite formats of all time, Full Block Theros. Me and Adam Savadan from Loading Ready Run, Soulmates. I love Theros block.
Did you get Boomerang?
I did not, because Boomerang has a second blue source, and I was worried about it.
Okay.
But these are just like the baselines. There are a lot of bounce spells you can play.
Oh, yeah. Boomerang's just my quintessential because it can bounce lands.
Yeah, I just didn't think I'd ever be doing that.
Yeah.
This Scries, this is great. If you've ever played Ravnica Allegiance and 2-for-1 to your opponent with this, it feels real good. You like block their 3/3 with your 3/3 and then make it a 4/4 and then bounce the other guy and you feel like a genius.
Applied Biomancy.
Yeah. And then these are just this can only bounce a creature. These bounce non-land permanents.
Okay.
This can also, like, later in the game, just do weird stuff. I don't think I've ever done that in testing. I don't think I've ever paid 8 mana to play this card, but hey.
Yeah. Shuffle it into the deck. Get them.
But yeah, you can kill people if you come to a river, weirdly enough. Give it unblockable and then just, you know. Funny enough.
Yeah, you fjord it and then you get Dysentery.
These are my only draw spells. I'm not on Brainstorm. Fight me. I think you reasonably could, but I would want to play Loring Revealed as well, and I'd want, like, another shuffle, and I just don't have it. So
I also cut Brainstorm, and I have a lot more shuffles, which might have been wrong, but
Yeah, Brainstorm is, like, one of those cards that's, like...
It's a lot better when you can shuffle for free.
Yeah, and not have to pay a mana. People who play, like, Vintage and Legacy are like, that card's restricted in Vintage. It's very powerful. It is, but you have fetch lands. We don't. Our fetch lands are Evolving Wilds, and above that, you have to pay mana for them. You know. And if you're in monocolored, they're awful. They're horrible.
Yep.
Navigation Orb, I think this is a sleeper of the format. If you're a Basilisk Gate deck, I really think you need ways to put Basilisk Gate in play. This does it. Does it at instant speed too, and makes Basilisk Gate give +2/+2 instead of your repeat +1/+1. Yeah. Or later in the game makes Basilisk Gate give +5/+5. So I really, really like this card. Also with Tatyova, anything that can put a land into play at instant speed is great. Because you put a land into play, animate another land, and then you have a surprise blocker that they didn't know you had. Open the Gates. I forgot this card existed. You'll see in green decks that were definitely Basilisk Gate decks that didn't have this. I forgot.
Yeah. In my green Basilisk deck, I didn't play it by choice, but that was because I already had like a lot of 1-drops.
Yeah, I think this card's great in decks that are specifically all in on Basilisk Gate. If you're a deck that's like Lagrella played it because they could, I wouldn't play Open the Gates in that.
Kind of how Spider-Man India was. It was like a deck that was a good like punchy deck that also just was like, I can just throw this in.
Yeah, but if you look at my creatures, it's like 3 3s, 2 2s, 1. Like I can't close a game out fast. Like my damage thresholds go from here to here when Basilisk Gate's in play.
Yeah. Also, that was not in frame, so nobody saw that gesture.
Here to here. Also, you can't get perspective.
Yeah.
It goes up on a graph. It goes. I'm on Dance the Tumbleweeds. And whatever the hell this is.
Yeah, I love Dance of the Tumbleweeds.
Something Wanderings. I forgot this card existed too, but instant speed way to put a land into play.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to your counter.
Instant speed way to put a dual land into play, which can be relevant because it can go find a town.
Yeah.
And a counter. Yeah. Which helps with damage thresholds. Temporal Spring. For those of you who don't know what this card is, I'm so sorry you don't have back pain yet, but this is like the most boomer time walk ever. It puts a creature on top of its owner's library.
Permanent.
Yes. It puts a creature back on top of its owner's library. I'm not a land.
Forcing your opponent to draw a land is pretty okay.
Yeah, in the later games when we're top decking, yes, I could do that. But removal for Basilisk Gate, but not really. And then I'm on 2 learn cards just because I wanted to test out what like a proper lesson board would be. And we haven't really been in the colors to do it. Green blue I think is one of the ones that can make it work because their sideboard lessons are decent. We'll get to what mine are in the sideboard, but this is also just a way to put a land into play and a way to ramp from 3 to 5, which can matter if you like do this and then and then Pop Quiz just divination, instant speed, great. I'm on my gates again. No Gateway Plaza because I think that card's bad.
It is.
Morgan agrees.
Yeah.
I think Christian would agree too, but he's not here. The 2 dual lands that Generation can go get. I'm on 2 instead of 1, just because I wanted to go up to 22 lands. Just in general, because I didn't want any of my terrible rampers to fail. We talked about the desert off of the Desert Searcher and the town off the Town Searcher, but I am on the desert and the town. Not on any of the monocolored deserts because why? They're gonna, whatever. I think they all interplay tap. So if they're entering play tapped, I'd rather them deal a damage and be 2 colors. Quandrix Campus. This brings up an interesting distinction between Morgan and I's deck because Morgan is on the Avatar land, the one that pays 4 mana. Yep, the one that pays 4 mana to draw a card. I'm on the Scry land. Again, I think this is just because I don't want to go down on lands in play to have an ability for my card. So I'm on the campus. Morgan's on the meditation pools because that's just the differences.
Yeah, once I get to high number of lands, I like just being able to get a card.
6 and 6.
Okay.
Matching basics. 6 and 6. It's entirely possible it should be like 7 and 5 or maybe 7 and 7. Yeah. This deck is very weird with its mana. Field Trip needs to get a basic forest, and Daze needs to bounce an island. And it feels bad bouncing one of your dual lands. So maybe go up both, honestly, like cut some weird creatures and just play 24. But 24 felt like too many. Yeah. And if I was going to play 24, I'd play the Mist Oasis and something else. Sideboard. They're blasts. They won't be cited in this week, but you know.
Yeah, not playing against a red deck.
Negate. This takes a lot of sideboard space for the lesson plans, right? This is taking the place of a null and a spell, and like all of those versatile counterspells are now just one counterspell. So allowing me to cut a lot of those because I can be on negate that does the same thing. One unable to scream, no lignify. Again, gotta clear some way for that lesson package. Monarch package. Still managed to squeeze that in. Colossal Dread Mask, as you saw 2 weeks ago, is a very good card.
Yeah, beats in. Modern Horizons cards are generally good.
Yeah, weirdly enough, speaking of Modern Horizons cards are just good. I don't know if, you know.
It's a store.
Yeah. It sure does. We're not playing on their turn as much. This is really getting like 6 or...
Yeah, 6 to 9 is like at least what you want.
Anti-Graveyard, Relic of Progenitus. We've talked a lot about Relic of Progenitus. There's also Tormod Script. If you want to hear our detailed back and forth about that, go back 2 weeks. Yeah. I believe it was. Reverend Silence is the Tranquility you don't have to pay mana for. Your opponent gains 6 life, but like against the Boggle stack, you can outrace a bunch of 1/1s. Or 2/1s or whatever. And then my lessons. I originally wasn't playing... So, what's going to sound weird is this is the best lesson in your deck, in your sideboard. It is so good. I originally wasn't playing it because I was just playing these. Because going over in my head, a instant speed disenchant that is also a protection spell, that's good. I definitely want that. I can definitely see eras where like Pop Quiz is getting this, and then I'm just like, whatever. Same with this. These are also really, really good against Pop Quiz. This is just a big dumb idiot, which can matter sometimes. This is a straight up removal spell. You could play Lost Days, but it just puts it on top and like.
Yeah, but then you get the clue.
Yeah, but like I don't know, just get out of there.
It's top or bottom.
Yeah, just leave, just get out of here. And then Waterbending Lesson was like the latest inclusion in my deck, and I love it. It's great. You're a very creature heavy deck. You can often pay the waterbending cost. Also with Heapgate, weirdly enough, Heapgate making treasures and Wavesifter making clues means that those artifacts can also waterbend. Weirdly enough, it doesn't happen often, but it does come up. Yeah, it's just being able to draw 3 cards, end of statement, is just very, very good. That's it. That's all for my deck. Join us Wednesday for Morgan's Deck Tech, Friday for the gameplay, and like, comment, subscribe, and join the Discord.